Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
May include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, and or other sensitive issues. Explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use some strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert. Well, hello. How are we doing? How are we? I know it's been a while. I am back. Welcome to Becon in the Dark. I'm Susan.
I'm Marci.
So, yeah, I've kind of been a little sick for a little while, guys. So sorry about that. But Marci will probably be doing most of the talking because I can feel the scratchiness in my voice right now. And it's starting to bug me. But yes, what happens when you are allergic to certain things when they bloom and they're right outside your damn window. Yeah. So, yeah. So between that and the dental work and everything else, it's just been one heck of a month. And oh, I forgot to tell you.
What?
So I'm like, I have to go to the dentist this morning, and then I find out that they can't do it because I still have fluid behind my ear and down in here was swollen this morning, so they didn't want to do it. It's like, okay. So then it's like, all right, well, I'm waiting for him to finish. I'm going through Facebook. Facebook put a mark on my account.
What did it say?
Well, it was because, and I know I probably shouldn't be discussing this here, but you know what? It ticked me off because I shared a homemade recipe to help with joint pain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my theory is this, and then we're going to get into what we're going to talk about today. But my theory is, look, not everybody believes to go to the actual physician. Some people believe that the new age remedies, or what we like to call my grandmother's homemade remedies, worked just as well because it's what us as Gen Xers grew up with. So it's not about a fact checker and whether or not, and that's what it was. It was a fact checker. There's no fact that this is true. That's not what it's about. I mean, don't you find the homemade remedies, some of the homemade remedies that you guys out there as well, that we used growing up as kids, or our grandmother used on us, work just fine. So
Well,
I don't understand what the issue is there.
You've got to remember, it's like Rockefeller did the whole oil thing, and then they went to court and they had to
Yeah.
go split that all up. So then he decided, oh, well, we're going to start in this whole pharmaceutical around 1935.
Yeah.
Once it started in 1935, then a lot of times in the 70s, where the doctors, they could only get grants if they did pharmacy, or they
Right.
only did certain things. So it's a law, corporation type of thing. The Native Americans, the Chinese, everybody's been doing herbal for the longest time, for
Yeah.
thousands of years.
Yes.
But somebody else wanted to do it, and they said it cures the symptoms. I mean, and you and I both were just talking about it. I had my diabetes,
Right.
and my hypothyroid. I'm sitting still all day long. I feel hyper instead of hypo, because I'm like, I got to do something. I can't sit here anymore. And it's like where Susan had, her tooth. Like years ago, I was over at a friend's house, and I just sat there with a crystal all day long. And she's like, well, maybe you should have your tooth pulled. It's all energy. It's all repression. I worked on a friend of mine yesterday,
Right.
on her stuff. And she's having really bad cramps. So we were working on, I was telling her a lot of times the cramps are like real primal. Like a lot of stuff we hold in the stuff, because I never had the symptoms of menopause.
Right. I didn't either.
And it's all like working on that energy.
Right.
I'm already starting to burp, Susan.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's different ways. And I even got something about, I'm blocked on Facebook because I read through something too fast. I'm like, what are they talking about? Or posting something too fast.
It's,
they don't know what to do with us.
My theory is this. If we have the freedom to speech, there's freedom of speech, okay? Right? If
Right.
we have freedom of speech, why does everything we say have to be fact-checked?
It's all control. It's like,
It's
I know people
freedom of speech.
Well, I knew people that work with the government, and the government people, they want them to have a certain amount of knowledge, but not too much knowledge. And it's almost like this control as to, well, we want you to follow us, but we don't want you to be really stupid, And the guy worked for security. He actually helped me with one of my websites, but he just went a little out there. And
Yeah,
it's all the energies that are going on, and people are silenced for their information that they know.
It's like the way that I look at it, and where I wanted to talk about toning today, but this just kind of popped up.
No, I know. Well,
it always happens with us. We bounce subjects, but think of it this way. If somebody is going through chemotherapy, okay, and they don't maintain a positive attitude. In other words, they're going through chemotherapy, so they're going to have all these side effects. Okay. So somebody turns around and says to them, well, let's lift you up. Let's have a positive attitude, knowing that when you go through this, everything's going to work out. Don't look down on it. Look on it with a like an upbeat type atmosphere. Don't, because, and that's the same thing like with depression. When you dwell on something, it becomes worse, right?
Right.
Right. I mean, that happens with everybody, but there's no scientific evidence that says having a positive attitude during chemo helps. But does it matter if it states this or not? If it actually helps the individual?
I had one of the people I started off this journey with when we were in our 20s. And she kind of cut off her emotional. She was like a mental health, whatever. And she cut me off. I'm like, she was talking about her lymphoma, and she wanted her perfect wife, life, whatever's going on. So she shut down that part. And so she's like, well, I don't want to hear from whatever it is that's going on, even though we were doing all this stuff.
Right.
So finally, a year later, she's like, in the hospital, I was never talking to her physically, Right. It's like, okay, Marci. So I would sit there and I would be fully charged, as to the healing energy. And she's like, I could feel it, but she was so far gone, right. I couldn't heal her. But she did acknowledge the energy. And that's where like remote healing energies, the psychokinesis, all the stuff that's going on as to their people with denial. And again, like I said, it's a very left brain thing. They over rationalize, they overthink, they're not feeling, whatever it is that's going on. And you and I are both working through whatever the blockages of communication, or my hypothyroid, my diabetes is doing good. It's between 106 to 128.
Which is good. Yeah.
The energy is good. And a lot of times they don't want us to know this information, or they cut off people. One of the things to do with the tones, and I think I mentioned the story before, and he was on TED Talks, and he was a music teacher.
Right.
And he through a series of testing, he literally killed cancer cells with 400 to 500,000 hertzes.
Wow.
And they had a video of the cells exploding.
Right.
And that's what it does. It blows it up. And if you look at a seed that's buried and you look at it's like all not watered or whatever is going on, it's going to die. And so once you get into that deep healing energy, or letting the more oxygen come into your body can heal itself. But if you're going to suppress everything and act like everything's fine, or not communicate or not express, then they call it the carbon energy, right. Which is fear, shame, guilt, where it's like that heavy weight where your body is like getting suppressed down as far as what's going on.
Stressors do that as well.
Well, yeah, and that's what I said. Deepak Chopra was talking about the people with dementia and Alzheimer's, because we have the neurons, and right. The neurons get fried, and that's why they get the Alzheimer.
It's like and this is common knowledge, at least as far as Marci and I are concerned. Healers have a tendency to work on other people more than we work on ourselves. And that really is common knowledge. So people say, oh my God, you're a light worker, you're a healer, but you got sick. Well, because we will take care of everybody else before we take care of us. Oh, no worries, Renee. Thank you. And hello, Linda, and hello, Michelle. Sorry, you guys, I've just been under the weather, or should I say under a pollen tree. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. I can't even open my window. I made the mistake of opening my window. Oh, go out of the building. Then there's 3 more on that side. And then there's 2 more on this side. And about 4 on this side. And I'm allergic. And they're all the same tree. And I'm allergic to them. What causes allergies? Could it be something from a past life? Does toning work? Yes, it does. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today before my voice goes too far. Sound healing works fantastic. It really does. What is the difference between, there goes my throat, sound healing and toning?
Well, the sound healing, they have the sound baths, crystal bowls, chimes. And I bought a new wind chime, which I love because I'll hear it like a little bit. And I'm like, oh, goodness, clearing up the energy. And that will clear up the energy of the vibrations. And so the tones are your voice, as to what's going on. And that's the energy. So I'm supposed to stay home, be charged up so that I could transfer my positive energy into everybody else.
Yes.
But a lot of times there's a healers that like, I'm going to come heal you. I'm like, I don't know where your energy is coming from. I don't know your psychological issues. I don't want you touching me unless I know whatever you're dealing with, because if you're not dealing with your issues, you just need to stay away from me.
Exactly.
It's contagious energy and I've had to, like, I'll do psychic surgery on somebody and I'll do the tones on them.
Now that I've done.
What?
I've done the psychic surgery, but usually through the Reiki.
Right. Well, it is. It's sound Reiki.
Yeah.
And so, but I'll leave and then they'll let somebody else come in and I have to undo. It's like you go to the bathroom. I was like in the middle of an operation.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, shoot, oh, good. I get to undo what this person did that you decide to go do.
Right.
As far as what's going on. But
it's very, very difficult. Renee said, us healers will use the last drop of ourselves to help. And we do.
Oh, yeah.
I 100% agree with that. We do that. And it gets very difficult for us. But Linda, don't worry about it, honey. I'll be fine. It's just, I grew up on the ocean where my allergies didn't bother me. And then I got dropped in the middle of a bunch of trees that don't like me. It happens. It took 4 antibiotics, but the 4th one is the winner.
No, the sound healing, like they have, like I've said before, they're all around the world. They have like these pillars in India where the guy videotaped the different pillars had different sounds, and then they thought they'd cut one open, found out it was just, but the way that they're made, the crystal balls, all those energies that are going on, the wind chimes, Malta, you go down and it's 442 hertzes wherever you go. And you go down into Malta, into where the rocks are, because I used to love watching Ancient Aliens. Because
I remember that. Do you do that? Do you still do that? Oh, I remember that. We used to talk about the latest episodes.
Right. And it's like, I don't have it anymore. I have my 8 channels and that's it.
Yeah.
But you go down to Malta, you go down to all around the world. They have been doing these for, like we were talking about, ancient symbols, ancient light language, ancient, I'll do the light language out of the middle of nowhere. And it's like, or I'm channeling it. And if I wanted to say it, I couldn't, but it was like this higher energy or this higher parts of myself are coming in with the vibrations. And they said that, what's the country that's in between France and Spain, up in the mountains?
Not Sweden, not Scotland, not Ireland. No, that's the islands. Norwegian, Norway.
No.
Denmark.
Anyway, they said that's
England,
the closest to the. That's the closest to the light language. The Native Americans, they use that language, the light language. It's all like vibrations. In the middle of the night, they're like, okay, repeat
Portugal,
this.
Renee says. Portugal?
No.
Nope.
It's up in the mountain. Portugal, the Balize or whatever it is it's called. Anyway, I'm going to hit some tones because we're going to clear out. And it's like, as we surface, whatever the tones that I do hits to the right side of the brain to your 8th level of your DNA.
Right.
And
but
so,
see, the reason Marci is different from others, and this is coming from me, she's not tooting her own horn, I'm tooting her horn for her today, is the fact that it does come from ascended masters is what we call them. We call them ascended masters. Some people will call them gods or angels. We choose ascended masters. And that's where it comes from her. She's channeling the ascended masters with the sound. That's why her sounds sound different all the time, depending on who comes through.
It's also, their vibration is so much higher than ours.
Right.
And you have, as you clear out your energy, you get higher and higher guides like school.
Right.
They can't deal with dense energy. And so when you get into, and they don't want to deal with drama. So a lot of the times to be grateful to stuff, or to have that ability that's going on. I'm burping again, so somebody's releasing something.
Get rid of the rest of the ear infection.
And our ears, nose, and throat. And there'll be times where I'll do sound healing and people won't hear it.
Yeah.
Because it's a different frequency. It doesn't mean it's not working. It just means it's our sound is like so limited.
Right.
Animals can hear so much better than we can.
They can. Brenda says sound has existed the Egyptians way back.
Oh yeah, I have a strong.
And she also said the oh my God, the Spartans. Please excuse me. It's foggy eyes and stuff. Still, the Spartans used to do it before battle. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Well, that's pretty cool. Thank you, Brenda.
I was reading something about they were talking about man and hearing like you're in the woods. They said we move our ears forward and we could hear better. It's almost like.
Oh, you mean with your hands?
What?
I was trying to move the muscle. It's not working.
They said like this,
okay.
Not energetically, Susan, physically. Then we might be able to hear things or train ourselves to hear energies, or the clairaudience, hearing the sounds that are going on, along with the clairsentience and the clairvoyance, because we're just so limited on what we can see, feel, and hear. It's just
if you're not open.
Well, we were trained, it's like it's our imagination, we're trained, oh, you're Satan, oh, you're the devil, oh, all these different things that religion has taught us we're not allowed to do.
And that's why most light workers aren't religious, they're spiritual.
Right.
What the heck? Okay. I'm hearing things right through my headphones. That's so weird.
Well, no, because remember, it's like when I did my radio show with Sarah Jane in England, and she's the one that said I did the sound Reiki.
Yeah.
And we would have sounds coming out of the speakers. When I started working on Arenum, the microphone was making noises when I wasn't doing things. So I had to switch to the headset. And so it's all the vibrations that are going on. And sometimes
I was hearing a higher pitch.
Right.
I can't do that. I couldn't do that right now, even if I wanted to try. But I was hearing it.
It's downloading. When you hear high pitches,
right?
I think the left ear is, one is physical, the other one is like guides. They're giving light codes with the high pitches.
Huh.
I get high pitches all the time out of my ears. And again, that's back to sound. So they're giving us our frequency and our energies that are going on.
Yeah.
And then there's the light codes that are going along with it that are happening.
Right.
So I'm going to
agree with that. She's going to do tones, and I'm going to do an experiment while she's toning. I'm actually going to put my hands over my ears because I have these little headphones in so I can still hear. And I want to try channeling the energy into my sinuses to see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Well, I could do it with the hands and then, transfer it onto you. Because
come on, guys, join me. Pick an area that really is uncomfortable. Stick your hands there while Marci tones, and let's see if we can really generate this energy awesomely.
Well, the more group that we do it, then the more powerful it is. All right. That one was powerful.
I do have fluid in that ear.
What?
There is fluid in that ear. I got to see it. Well, only when you tone. I do this because you do the self-healing when you do like, hey, Howie! Sorry.
Right. I would make, when I was in the primal sound, I would make these primal survival sounds like, and it's like that whole, caveman energy, whatever is going on.
I
everything is,
can do one sound. I can growl at my dog. That's it.
well, I'm sure you could do more, but everything is fluid. So even if some goes from, a lot of times when I do healing, it goes from solid to that compressed energy to
Right.
switching into liquid. And so if you get it into the liquid, then the energy starts moving, as far as what's going on, because we compress and we compress and we compress. And then that's where the diseases happen, where, your body just as boulders or as rocks or as dirt or whatever it is that's going on.
Right.
I had, I think I was saying this, I had a bowl of salt and water in this room.
Sorry. We have to try that next week.
The salt and water?
I want to get a bowl of water, and I want to put one of the headphones next to the bowl of water.
Okay.
And put my camera on that so we can see if you can make the water move. That'd be fun.
Well, there's a...
Yeah, like vibration through the water. Because I see the mirrors. Maybe people can see the water better.
I'm going to get another book.
I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better. Tonight literally is talking about toning and understanding it, because a lot of people that do come on, and if it's the first time, it's kind of difficult to understand what it is that she's trying to do. And I wanted to get really in depth with this to explain it, so to help that out. What's that one? And the book is written by, we have to say that.
We have to say it's by Masaru Emoto. It's like the New York Times bestseller, The Hidden Messages in Water.
Oh, wow.
So what happens is he does photos of, like, when there's when people are swearing, then he'll have like the negativity. Or if people have love. And it's just, he just has photos after photos of, even if it's written in a different language and it's negative, he has like the photos of drops of water.
Wow. We could do that. What do you guys think about this? Marci and I will call each other sometime during the week, do a video chat or something, and we'll get the sound and the water. I'm going to take videos of the water, and then we can share this next week to see how the sound, Eddie, we can experiment between just her sound and healing hands or energy, and see which one actually affects the water. Then we can find out which one is positive and negative. I think that's fantastic for next week. What do you guys think?
Well, okay, here's kind of like what you were talking about.
Right.
See how this is?
Yeah.
And it's like, the following crystal photographs were produced when glass bottles of water were placed between two speakers. Beethoven's music resulted in fanciful crystals which gave great detail and extractions, creating a healing effect.
Yeah.
So what happened with the sea salt that I did is I had sea salt in one room, and I had water and sea salt in the other.
Right.
And this was to do with the Buddhas too, because the more higher the frequency, it literally made waves with the water. And then when
that's what I want to see. That would be cool.
It took a while, but we could try it to see what happens.
Yeah, we could do some experiments during the week, and then we could share the results with you guys, and you guys get to see it.
Yeah,
to see it live.
But so we are water.
Yes.
And so if we look at that energy healing, we're air, earth, wind, and fire, but a lot of the fluid energy, it affects our energy. So like when I do healing people, it's like I'll see the muddy water, and that's like
that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense now.
Like I took another bath a couple days ago, and I was seeing all these gold bricks.
Right.
Well, no, I had another lucid dream where I was in this huge house. And I think it was aspects of myself. Right. And there was this clear swimming pool, and everything was like marble. And I was trying to find somebody in this. The other vision I had was the gold bricks, and the gold bricks were going into from solid to liquid,
Right.
moving, because that's that Christ consciousness,
Right.
you know. Or it was like I was seeing like the pink energy, and it just these different visions that were like you're moving up on the energies that are going on.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna hit some more
Here
tones.
she goes. I knew it
I'm
was coming.
ready.
The moment she goes, the Stevie Wonder thing, I know it's coming. Okay,
I always
everybody, get
tell people,
ready.
that's why I say go. Susan says okay, she's doing the Stevie Wonder look.
All right, now I'm going to try to send
I'm gonna
as
do the
she's
low
toning.
ones. That was a long one.
I like that one.
My head's spinning.
Oh, you're a little out of breath over there.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I said that was a long one. I mean, that takes lungs, you
Yeah,
know.
it really
But,
is. It
but
really, really
I
is.
can't
But yeah.
sing, you know.
So I was just, and sometimes like I love her tones that I used to like hear them on a regular basis, but I've been so busy and then it's like, poop happens all
Well,
the
I got
time
the
with me
YouTube
lately.
channel too, so people
Yeah.
could just go do that too.
And I keep forgetting to reconnect that because I lost one of my YouTube channels. But um God, I totally forgot what the heck I was gonna say. I am having such a blonde moment. Hold on. I know I got gray and red in here too. What the hell was it? I don't remember.
It's okay. Just when you try to think about it, it'll float up when it's ready. Maybe
Here we go.
separate.
Hold on. Let's see. Somebody over on YouTube, we'll call him Lee because I can't. Kisan, I think is his name pronounced. Withdrawing from anti-anxiety drugs. I get IBS and other side effects from it. How can you detox faster? Um, Honestly, you need to sweat it out. My advice is if you're detoxing from anything, you need to sweat it out. You just need to be careful. You can always purify yourself with water. Salt baths are also very good. I have something new that I've tried and it works wonders. I use a shungai soap, believe it or not. You know the crystal shungai?
Oh yeah,
Shungai? I have shungai soap. I love
what's
it.
this
It
guy?
works good. Shungai, yes. Except
Yeah,
mine is a soap.
that's
That finally came in, and that's when I started to feel better with that soap. What are
because
your
Shanghai has been
suggestions,
around for
fam?
thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
what's
and
your suggestion, fam?
you know they could try the tones, they could try the energy, break up that lower frequency, like you said.
True.
There's one guy that I worked on when I was in Spokane, and I did a whole assembly of people, and he sweated for 3 days.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, you know, you'll burp, you fart, you smell. You know, there's times I'll get these smells for like about a minute, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, my body's detoxing. You know,
I forgot one other thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
no, it's
interrupt. But
okay.
as far as addiction, I was just remembering some of my chakra stuff I wrote down. The two, not the root chakra, but the sacral and the solar plexus have a lot to do with as far as like addiction and what's happening. As far as crystals, yeah, shungite is an actual crystal. It's a black crystal.
Thousands and thousands
Yeah.
years in Russia.
Yeah, it really is. And I actually use a shungite soap. It's like grind into a soap. But it's really good. And I love that. And it works wonders. But as far as your two bottom chakras, you need to rebalance those because that'll help get through the addiction, getting rid of the addiction a little
Well, also,
faster. So it's like orange and yellow are the two colors. Any fruits and vegetables that are also orange and yellow. But go ahead, Marcy. Sorry.
no, it's okay. When I was reading the inner child workbook, a lot of times it's like sucking in like a pacifier. So people smoke a lot of cigarettes. They're taking in the stuff. They're not expressing themselves.
Right.
And so the more depressed people are, the more they smoke their cigarettes and more that they're that's why Susan and I are having this so that we have a healthy way of releasing these energies
Right.
instead of like, you know, holding it in. Or like I remember, like I was with a friend of mine, he was a drug addict. He goes, "Well, Marci, people take drugs to where you're at, you know." It's like,
I know. And we channel 15 people or so just to actually, we don't have to worry about it. We feel that way after doing channelings and stuff. So root sacral and solar plexus, you need to work on those. That's where addiction stems from. Eventually we'll get into some of the chakra things, but that's where they do stem from. And again, as far as your foods, I'm sorry, I was answering him. I can plop it up so you can see it too. One at a time here. Yeah, so root, sacral, so solar plexus and sacral. Root chakra is easy. You just need to be outside in nature to hold on to that. Just don't hold on to the white tree that I was allergic to that's finely green. Yeah, no,
well,
don't
if
do
people could, it's called
that.
earthing, where
Yes.
we've lost track of. People wear high heels, they wear other shoes. We're supposed to be grounded on the earth. And
Yes.
that's where the 442. So if you could walk barefoot, I'm not allowed to anymore because of diabetes, but I was walking barefoot all the time.
Exactly.
You feel the rhythm of the earth, you know. Feel that 442 hertz is that's what the earth is.
Right.
That's all those energies are, and go into whatever it is that happens, you know. It's just a lot of times it's just that suppression. I gotta hit another tone. I have a feeling the one that's talking about addiction, this is supposed to be for him, her.
All right. So what you want to do now is you want to close your eyes right now. Is if you're not driving or riding a motorcycle or whatever, anywhere, stay still for a couple minutes. Close your eyes and listen to what's happening, and allow yourself to feel the healing energy coming through to you right now. Go ahead, Mars.
That was like Lady Nada or Mary Magdalene, and she's Christ's twin flame. She does the pink love. It mostly goes to the heart chakra. That goes on. I can feel his more burping. That's I don't know if that's Susan, but you know, the heart chakra of the love that's coming out, that's going on. The screaming, it's like something happened when you were 3.
Poor Marcy.
What?
Poor
Oh, listen,
Marcy. She's trying to talk and she's burping every 2 minutes. And this happens when she releases somebody else's stuff too. It's kind of funny.
it's all part of doing
So,
the reading,
yeah.
you know, and it's being in tune with that person. And then that's why I said there's a difference between being a channel and being a sponge. And a lot of people, you'll walk into a room and you'll absorb people's energies, and
Mm,
you don't know what to do with it. And so you're the sponge. So you'll all of a sudden like walk into it. The channel is you take that energy, you flush it out.
right.
Whatever your feelings are, you know, the anger, the resentment, the addictions, whatever is going on, it's like that's not mine. And
Right.
then once you release it, then it's like you'll walk into a room. Like there was one guy that helped me with the website. He goes, "Oh, they're all watching you." You know, I was at the casino. I'm like, "They're not watching me." It's like, "Oh, they're watching me." I'm like, I'm in my world. I'm not seeing
Yeah.
people. You
Somebody
know,
is, but I don't know who. I was just going to say something. Milk quartz. They just told me milk quartz is good to help balance things out and keep you on the even keel. Another one is jade, green jade, not green adventuring, but green jade. That's another one that'll help balance you out. Golden healer, master healer. Golden healer is another one. I think I have one right here. Golden
well,
healer.
and I read it. And I still
Yeah,
want to try it sometime.
the golden healers.
Magnesium. They were
Yeah.
saying that in our stress, it's like the cortisol holds in because our cortisol does a lot. It makes us lose our memory. It makes us gain weight. It's our
What
stress
exactly
thing.
is cortisol?
What?
What
It's
is
a
that?
hormone. It's a hormone.
Okay.
And so it's like when we're stressed out, we lose our memory. And
Yeah.
that's the cortisol that takes it away. It makes us
Ah.
gain weight. It they said it holds in our trauma. So they said they were talking about putting it in your feet in the water, the magnesium. I want to just put it in the bath, but I want to get a big bag of it,
Yeah.
and release the trauma,
Huh.
because just because we forget stuff doesn't mean our stress has forgotten it.
Yeah.
And so we have to get to the point where we're not triggered, where, I mean, because I'll get the same itches over and over again. And I
Right.
have to work through them so that they dissipate more and more.
Yeah.
And so we just have to feel it and release it and let it go, or write it out or draw it out, like what we're always saying, you
Yeah.
know. Like I did a mask thing. I'm like, I have no mask. I did like 8 layers of the mask, you know.
Yeah.
We never know.
No, we
As
don't.
far as
My ancestors have a tendency to hit me upside the head saying, you need to slow down and rethink and reevaluate. So they'll go bang. So most people will get knocked unconscious. I end up with a sinus infection. So it's like, you know what it is? It's like sometimes you don't pay attention to your own self. You pay attention to other things. And it's like, you need to step back and you need to check yourself, girl, is what my ancestors tell me. I'm the type of person that, like my guardian angel is sitting there smoking a cigarette with a beer waiting for me to straighten out, I swear to God. And that happens. And the thing is if you, what, baby? Sorry. If you understand what you did, even if you think it was the R word wrong, or WR, yeah, wrong starts with the W. Anyways, if you think it's wrong, don't. Consider everything that you have been through a challenge. And if you faced it, you learned from it, and you're better, then you won. So let it go. It was something you were meant to learn, even if some of us have to have our ancestors throw shit at us, or, whatever it is. Okay, he says, is magnesium good for massive anxiety?
Well, that's what they were saying. It holds in the cortisol.
Right.
So because they were advertising it for your feet or something like that.
Right.
But and I read about magnesium supposed to be good, and our body needs it anyway, and it absorbs into the system. So whether we put it in our feet with water,
right,
or
he
put
wants
it
to
in the
know if
bathtub.
it would help with his anxiety withdrawal from the medication that was prescribed to him.
Well, it's the detoxing. Anytime we have a detoxing, and that's why the tones a lot of times, because I'll work with people that are on drugs or on meds or whatever.
Right.
And the energy will help dissipate that energy, because a lot of times our body doesn't even like the drugs that are going in. It goes against whatever it is that's happening. And so if we get that higher vibration frequency to help dissipate whatever these clumps are, the energies are, or whatever it is.
Now, do you have something on your YouTube that would help him?
The only thing I have is my tones.
Okay, so what is your YouTube, so we can go there, so we can get the right help?
It's just my name, Marci Kosich.
Okay, so just look up Marci Kosich.
There's like 20 different tones, and
it's like right on YouTube. That'll help. The toning will help you. It really does.
It helps people put them to sleep. It hits the serotonin part of the brain.
Yeah,
it helps where your body is like starts healing itself.
So because of the withdrawal aspect, wouldn't it be more helpful if he laid down to go to sleep and then listen to the tones at the same time, and like lull into sleep, put him on a loop?
They use it to go to sleep.
Yeah,
it relaxes. I mean,
that's a good idea. I'd use that in a loop to go to sleep and help get rid of it while you're sleeping. That way it'll be a little less when you're awake.
And that's why part of all that theta is, with my name.
Look up this link. I gotta go to YouTube. He wants your link. Hold on. YouTube.
So the theta stands for tarot, healing energy, tones, and ascension. And the theta it's the 48 hertz part of the brain. It's your dreamlight state. So it's almost like when you, right before you go to sleep, you go into the theta. Or right when you wake up, you're in the theta. And you just sit there and don't wake up suddenly. Just lie there and just let your body get back in your body, or just let it rebalance the energies that are going on. You know.
I cannot find your,
You
what's the
gotta
name of your channel?
you've got to go up. When I found it out, finally, it was like YouTube
No, I
slash.
have your name up, but I keep pulling up Awakening the Unknown. Is it
Oh,
Awakening with Marci Kosich?
no, that's yours. Mine is just that you got to go YouTube slash
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Marci Kosich. You know, I finally found the right way to get my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I am trying to find the actual name of you because I have you here.
You got to do the
Uh,
whole YouTube thing, and that's how I found it when it. I couldn't find it. You have to do the whole YouTube slash.
oh, I'm on YouTube.
Okay, then you just go. It should be on there.
Yeah. I can't find it right now, but I can
I
post
mean,
it.
I also went by Cosmic Cosmos, but there's some other Japanese Cosmos, something like that, and I usually get onto that. That's why I just go into my name and just go from there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
I mean, I always find it. I could send it to you, and you can send it to him.
Okay, we'll do that. What I'll do is it will, yeah, probably it she'll send it to me and I can send it over to you. Do you have it now or you can't
Yeah,
look at
I'm gonna do it now.
Okay. So just
And
give us a
then you want
second.
me to just do it on YouTube?
Well, you right now it's on YouTube, and I went to YouTube, but we're pulling up the Rift Network. We're pulling up
Right.
Awakening
I
Dash
have so many
Marcy.
different things. I
Yeah.
mean, you go DM me. I'm all over the place.
Intuitive Psychic Marcy, something Night Timor or something on Spreaker. So there's a bunch on here with Marcy.
Yeah, I've done several radio shows, and I'm
Yeah.
friends.
Trying to find the actual channel here. So just give us a minute and we'll find this for you, hon. Okay, I see two. 97 members?
Probably.
Ha! Okay, hold
Okay.
on. Yep, I know this one. Found it. All right, hold
Good.
on a minute, guys.
I don't have to dig for it. And anybody else can go on
There
here
we
too.
go.
And
Yeah,
people,
and that's her channel to help you out, go through that. And as always, you can always find us here on Fridays. So
yeah,
we're here on Fridays. You can always, come in, chat. That's what Beacon in the dark, or Beacon in the dark.
Beacon of Light. I
Beacon
know
at
you're
light in the
blind on
dark,
it.
beacon in the dark. Anyways, we're supposed to be the light for you guys. I'm having a freaking blonde day.
It's okay. As long as it's helping people, as long as people are watching us, we're good to go.
Yes. So, and again, go over there and listen to some of her tones on loop. That's going to help you out. No problem, honey. And you go over there to do that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the Rift Nation Network. Marcy and I are here every Friday. So that's a pretty awesome situation. Just subscribe to it. Good. Shit, did I?
Did you what?
I had to build a new YouTube channel, and I forgot to subscribe to your old one.
You have a new YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have I don't know the name of mine. I subscribed it. Okay, hold on. I'm still under the rift because I was doing something in the back door. This is what happens when Susie goes haywire. Oh my God, there's so much stuff going on that I've been trying to do this, that, and the other thing. So, and now I'm getting into, where are you? Really? Oh, okay. Hold on. I got to go on YouTube. That's why. All right. I'll sign into another one, see if you're still on there or not. But so that's what's actually going on. Just subscribed. Oh, because I did it under Google. I can't do it on the other one.
What are you talking about?
I swear to God, I truly do believe, okay, that my brain is fried from the fourth antibiotic they tried to give me.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's like the stuff that they do.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like,
I'm supposed to
oh
do a
my
tone for
God.
you, Susan.
Yes, hopefully you'll find my brain.
Yeah, well, it's going to go directly to your brain.
Yay.
You had gray smoke coming out.
Must be all that bloody antibiotic I've been taking,
That's
I'll tell
what
you.
I'm saying. It's
Oh my God. That should be movie Susie Goes Haywire. Susie Goes Haywire. There you go.
Not
Oh
high
my
wire,
God.
haywire.
Yeah. That's like, I just keep having one brain fart after the other, after the other, after the other.
It's okay.
But,
I'm going to do a low one for your brain, Sue.
oh, there we go. She's fixing my brain. Go.
I'm rebalancing everything. We're getting all that stuff out.
She's doing brain surgery.
Psychic surgery. I may burp in the middle of it.
Okay.
I did go astrally to you and I started pulling the energy out and I could hear like your low sounds going.
It's like, I swear to God, it was like, did anybody else hear? She was toning and then all of a sudden it dropped down to nothing. And then the tone came back. Did anybody else hear that? Because I heard that. Did you stop in the middle or you didn't?
No, and that's what I've said. When you get to a certain frequency, you won't hear the tones. It doesn't mean that they're not there. It's just the frequency is so high, your body is not used to it. So a lot of times we'll blow circuits on radio shows and sounds, and all of a sudden we'll drop dead. And
Brenda's being funny. She goes, okay. She says, better yet, since your brain is going brain fog, maybe it should be Susie lost her S blah blah blah,
it's all sense of humor. It's all healing.
Yeah. And no worries about 20 questions. We do this show to light the way for those that need it. And it doesn't matter whether you're coming off a prescription drug, whether you're coming off a regular drug, or whether you need a shoulder, or whether you need someone to talk to, you need some help, you need some information, you need some healing. That's why we're here. So let's see. Sorry for the 20 questions. Also,
no, that's what we want to do, because sound healing, nobody knows about it, and so a lot of times it's been around for thousands of years. But I remember, like, when Abby was channeling Elohim, I'm like, can anybody do what I do? And they said a few.
Right.
Does anybody do what I do? And they're like, no. And that's why I work with them, because as we get our vibration higher and higher, we get that collective getting more and more higher and higher, and everybody together. And that's why I'm connecting people together, and we're all connecting. And that's why they like what we're doing. If they didn't like what they were doing, they wouldn't be coming through.
Exactly. And another question for Kazan, I think it's pronounced. He said, sorry for the 20 questions. Also, when chakra healing, those videos on YouTube, do they generally distance heal, have any effect at all? I would have to answer the question like this. Unless the person doing the chakras are a Reiki master teacher. They have to be a Reiki master teacher. The Reiki will not travel far enough when doing just Reiki. But If you're listening to somebody that is doing the Tibetan bowls or the crystal bowls for chakra healing, that does travel. So it really depends on the type of healing you're talking about, like a distant, hands-on type healing. They have to be a master teacher in order to send the healing out. If you're not a master teacher, you've never received the symbols. I have received the symbols. I am a master teacher, and I do send on a regular basis. And Marci does a lot through her toning and healing as well. So the sound works really well on all of that. But as far as the other one, the distant healing, hands-on, they have to be a master teacher.
Well, and like I've said, it depends on the energy of the healer. There's all these people that come from ego, or they come from whatever, and I'm like, you can feel their energy will not penetrate. If you're at a certain note and they're at a certain lower note, but they think they're at a certain higher note, they're not going to heal you. That's why it's like most healers, I don't let touch me, because you can't get to my energy. Yeah. And a lot of them are like, I'm this, I'm that, or only go to me. And it's like, that's what really irritated me about, egotistical psychics. Yeah. Because what work are you doing on yourself?
But see, that's why we work so well together. We work well together because we all have our strong suits, and we just, I don't know, I like the combination. She's toning, I'm sending.
Well, and there's no ego.
Sometimes on myself because I need it to, but I'm going to send it to you. So Brenda, just I was letting you know, and yeah, and that's what this show is all about, really. It's literally, Brenda says it right now. She says it's a page to be yourself, ask away, no judgment here, and that's exactly true. It's a page. I love it. I remember when I first started off thinking, asking a question every 3 seconds. I remember that. It was the only way to learn, and that's true. If you're not going to ask, you're not going to learn. And as far as God, I can't say that name today. Byron. I'll put it up. You read it.
Binaural.
Thank you. Beats. Yes, they do travel.
Okay, I want to explain binaural beats. Binaural it's when there's two different sounds or more that are going at the same time. I'll do tones, and it's like somebody goes, "Oh, you're doing 3 notes all at the same time."
Yes.
And so it's like, and that's what binaural is. It's like I'll do high and a low, or I'll do whatever's going on, and that's where your brain will hit different sounds that are going on. And like I just did some on Susan, and her left and her right side are now vibrating more. I don't know. Your eyes have more light in them now. I don't know if you can feel the difference after what I just did.
Yes, I could. I felt it was like Marci was going in my head and going.
I was going in your head.
There's a rodent.
Well, that's what I do. Yep.
No, let's burn this sucker up. No, maybe I'll eat that one.
I don't know. And it's all energy, and it's cores, and it's block. And that's what, when I was 21 and I was in Moran, and I was sent psychically over to do this au pair job where they were spiritual. And she took me to Chandler, and I said, what do I do? Because I was just dabbling in all this stuff. I was just starting clairaudient, clairhearing. Then I find out I'm like this medicine woman from, the chief among 12 chiefs 9 years later. So academically, I wasn't sent to be on whatever's going on, but they said, you do psychokinesis. I said, well, what's that? And they're like moving and clearing energy. And so now I'm watching all these I only get my stations. I get Stargate and I get X-Files, and they're like psychokinesis, and they're like blowing everything up. Like, oh, they've got a lot of psychokinesis. They're moving all over the place. I didn't know I could do all that.
Well, because see, Marci is literally, if you think about it, what she's doing is she's blowing up the negativity within your own body, but you still, as an individual, you have to be able to accept it. So you have to accept the energy.
It's like working twice. I'll walk away from people.
Yes.
They're like, oh, this is a game. And that's where part of the whole healing is yes, I am sending you, but you're accepting that energy that's going
Exactly.
on. If you're not accepting it or you're afraid of it, I don't have time, because you have
Exactly.
to work twice as hard
Mm-hmm.
to what, or they're not ready for it, or they get to a certain level and they're like, oh, I'm afraid. And I felt in resistance in my body because your subconscious, when it gets to be the most part of
Yeah.
clearing away the old, I'm burping again.
You
Uh,
notice I'm almost back to original me right now, and all I did was go through a sinus infection.
well, look at me and my diabetes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's what I was telling Susan. It's like, I guess it's like 5 o'clock now, but I'm like, let me do something. I'm supposed to be hypothyroid. I'm like, I can't sit here anymore. Yeah, yeah. And I signed up for
And
the
all I
class.
was doing was sitting down, laying down. I mean, I had one night I felt so bad I couldn't work on my crochet shawl. I know that
It's all
sounds,
with the universe saying it's time for you to rest. There's times for like years, it's like you're not supposed to do anything.
yeah,
And so your body will create things so that you will rest.
exactly. And
It'll break
maybe
your
it's just
legs,
like I
it'll break
slept
your
so
arms, it'll.
much, and now I feel like I have a fresh perspective on
A
everything that I'm
rebirth.
supposed to be doing. Yeah. It's like,
Don't
okay,
you got death, that heavy energy? I
yes,
gotta hit one more note. It's like I'm not sure how much time we have left.
none.
I know. I gotta do one more note. Work it all off.
Here we go.
Whoa!
I was just getting comfortable.
I saw your expression. It's like, what's up, Marci?
All right, there we go. Oh,
It released.
yeah.
Something popped out of the back of your neck, Susan. See, and
This has been
it's all oxygen for healing. When we don't have oxygen, our body dies.
and that's what it is. I could list what it is we're going to talk about for
We
the
never
week,
know.
but
We start off with a
we
simple thing.
constantly, we constantly change, and then we'll go back to it, and then we change. And I find if I just give a general write up, when people come in, you need us, we're here.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a good way to do it because I want to make sure that we're here. And yay! I can't wait to test the vibration with the sound.
Me either. I'm gonna do my little. I'm gonna get some more sea salt at Winco this week.
Yeah.
And then
All right, guys. Thank you so much
much
for
love to you
tuning in.
guys all.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the Rift Nation Network every chance you get. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Let's see, Spreaker, Twitch. I don't have a brain yet, but I am working on it, guys. I gotta say peace out. Peace. Love you guys, and have an
Love you
awesome,
all.
awesome time. I will see you again.